about how water can help your health and wellness and bring benefits, and it's just a beautiful way to enjoy the evening here at the Fairmont Hotel. And I just want to invite you all to come watch my show, Serenity Wellness, on TV.
It's the Serenity Wellness Show on TVU with your host, Debbie Hudson, and her guest this week, Wes Kowalchuck, owner of Business Impact Coaching, Inc. How you doing, Debbie?
Great. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Wes?
Awesome. Outstanding, actually.
That's good. That's good. That's good. This is going to be an exciting show. Let's take it away there, Debbie.
Okay, well, I want to welcome Wes today as my guest on the show, and he's graciously accepted a challenge. So he's going to talk about himself and his company, and he's going to share an insight for my business.
Excellent. That's excellent.
And as I said, Wes, it's your show, so you get to take it over.
Cool. So,
okay. So Wes, I love the name of your business, Business Impact Coaching, Inc. I love the backdrop. You know, you've got the definite go, and let's hear it. Where are you located, and what are you getting done?
absolutely. So, as a business coach, I really don't like to think of myself as a business coach, more of a strategist and a marketing specialist. But what I really like to do is help business owners figure out what it is that they are not doing in their business, or what they don't know in their business, and help them figure that out and then move and grow their business forward. Most business owners, because I specialize in service-based businesses, companies like construction and essentially if they have a truck and they deliver a service to a client's place of business, a residence, or a location, then I provide them with those tools they need to grow their business. But most of them are really good at the tools. Very few of them are good at the foundation or the fundamentals of business growth, right? Stuff like understanding your financial statements, marketing strategy, business planning, budgets, setting up processes and systems, developing a hiring package or a hiring plan for their teams, developing a training package, or even getting into a whole new step, which is marketing and strategy and sales, and then how to improve all that so it grows. So that is kind of really what I do to help businesses. And Debbie's offered me a challenge tonight to come and have a look at her business and help her figure out what is one of the biggest challenges that she's dealing with, and maybe I can help her solve it on tonight's show.
That's interesting. That's just a quick question. With the Alberta restart, and companies scrambling out of thinking that they were in business still, but working from wherever, and now trying to get back in it, and empty chairs and empty seats. People not coming back to work. What are the top things that people are phoning in panic to have you come in about?
So number one is revenue. Number one is money, big time. Number two would be, which is related to that, is I need more customers, right? That's the two biggest things. Probably a close third would be, overwhelm. Like not knowing, with all this uncertainty, is not knowing what they need to do. And what I've found is when you're in overwhelm, it's 100 times harder for you to focus on doing anything, let alone doing the right thing, right? So getting you out of the overwhelm and finding focus to figure out what it is that one thing you need to work on to move your business forward is powerful. And so, getting out of that overwhelm is one of the big things that I help my clients with as well, in addition to showing them how to generate, more revenue.
Now, I'm a big fan of Debbie's business, and her vision for her Serenity Wellness Spa, and how she's kicking it off to create profits to move her business forward. Got a great product. It's got a great marketing plan. I'm interested to see what you have to say.
Cool. Well, I haven't seen the marketing plan. I don't know what it is. I'm not even sure 100% what the product is, other than it's a water filtration device. I had a quick look at it, but I'll be honest, I've been in meetings all day, and 5 minutes before the show started was when I had a chance to look at it. So I'm going into this cold. So this is going to be an outstanding test to see how I can really help Debbie. So
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
where we can start is let's have a look at the website. And actually, no, before that, I'm going to just want to take some notes here. Tell me, Debbie, before we even get started, what is your sales process? So if you were to bring a client or a prospect, how would you find that prospect? Where would you go? How would you bring them into your process to sell them your product? And then how do you look after them going forward? Can you maybe describe that for me?
Sure. So recently, it's just been more organic. I connect with people on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, start a conversation. You know, we get to know each other, and it's like the know, like, and trust factor.
Right.
And most of the time I ask them, you know, if they have any, you know, health issues, or, you know, if they have any problems that they need solutions for. A lot of times I find that we connect health, you know, over health. And then, you know, I basically offer some information. I have lots of research, testimony stories, and I send them when they give me, you know, their email. Sometimes people need a little time. It is a high ticket item. It
Okay.
is, but it's also, you
Can
know.
I interrupt for a sec, Debbie?
Yeah.
Just so I can keep some continuity here. With your offer, how do you present the offer to them? Do you do that on the social media platform, or do you do that on a phone call? How do you get that offer out there?
Most of the time, yeah, it's a phone call. I think the one time it was on Messenger. The gentleman that I'm, you know, speaking with now, he's on Messenger, and I've talked to him for months, and he knows about the water. He's interested, and, you know, it's just, he's not quite ready yet. The last lady I talked to yesterday, I met her on Instagram, and she's from Calgary. She's really interested, and she's a water, you know, girl just like me.
Okay.
My last Zoom would have been with Susie, and she's done really well. So, you know, James, she's actually sold a couple machines, and we just connected on LinkedIn. And again, just conversation. That's how you get to know people. And in my opinion, that's the best way to go.
Absolutely. Building that relationship is a big piece of it. So just to keep some continuity here, you go from the lead on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn to generate a conversation on social media that results in a phone call where you offer. And from the offer, what happens?
Most of the time, people want to know more about the water. They want to do their own research. And I understand that, because I was the same way. Like I said, it's an investment into your health. If I can, I will share the water. If it's somebody local, then, you know, I like to suggest trying the water for, you know, 3 weeks. With Susie, I found somebody 20 minutes away from Chatham, Ontario, for her to try the water. And she loved it, the kids loved it, and she was in. And so it was just a matter of some time till she decided to go ahead and make the purchase. She is a health life coach as well, so it really fits in with her business. The other lady that I have in Calgary, she has a dental hygienist business, and so she's just been a little busy with summer and whatever, but we're hoping to connect soon. The other gentleman is in the States, and he knows about the water. He's tasted the water. He's tried it. He loves it. Again, it's just people need to do their own research. And I find that sometimes it just takes a little time to let people come to the decision themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you look at the screen, do I have the process kind of laid out the way you do it?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. So what I'm going to do,
May I add one other line here?
Sure.
There's a business opportunity attached to it.
So is that part of the offer, or is that in addition to the offer?
Sometimes it comes into play.
It's an option. Not everybody wants to do it. Some people will already have a business and it can complement it, like Susie, for instance. She's already, like I said, got a health life coach business. So a lot of her clients are, people that could benefit from the water because it is amazing and it has got so much to offer.
Okay,
so
cool.
For her, yes. For the dental hygienist, yes, she's going to incorporate that water into her system. For the gentleman, I doubt it. I believe, well, it's hard to say. He might change his mind, but for now, he just wants to be healthy and have this water machine connected to his tap so that
Cool.
he can have the best water available.
Can someone join the business and then make a purchase and there's a discount for them on their first buy?
There isn't a discount.
Okay, no, I'm just asking.
Yeah, there's
I was just wondering if there's an incentive, right?
Oh, well, there's an incentive, all right. There's a commission-based platform, which, I could present maybe at a later time, but it is huge. It is one of the highest ticket platforms out there because the Magic cares about people. So they basically want to give back, and they care because, it's a good quality water. Now, this is originally from Japan. And so this process, is been around for years. I believe we're working on 45 years. Canada hasn't been, involved maybe as many years, but it's getting, a lot more popular. A lot more people are wanting the water because, like I said, filters out your lead, filters out your chlorine. It, no pollutants. It can take the pesticides out of your food, which is a link to a lot of health issues.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think personally, being that it's also a medical device and Revenue Canada recognizes, and it's a revenue write-off, you've got nothing to lose. And all the products that you don't need for chemicals, like I don't use dish soap, I don't use clothes soap, I don't use a lot of cleaning products anymore. I use the water for everything. We got egged here this week, my neighbor and I don't know why. I haven't figured that part out yet, but I have a video and I took that egg off my house with that water, and egg doesn't come off very easily.
No, definitely.
So yeah, it was a bit of a challenge. I've taken chocolate out of my rug and chocolate doesn't come out either. So, before I lose track, there's so many things that we can do with this water.
It's an alkaline process. It changes the pH, right, Debbie?
Yeah, it's an ionized, alkaline, electrolysis reduced water. So the hydrogen that you see in the bubbles, that's where the magic happens, because that's the energy and it gets in your cells. And that's why people have the best sleep, the best focus, and more energy ever.
And it's a very high-tech appliance.
Oh yeah.
It's very appealing, and you're coming in at a price point of about what, 5,000? What's the price point, Debbie?
Nope. That's the high end. I paid $2,500 for my machine. Now they have a new machine out. I think that one's coming in around 3, and then there's 5, and then there's the SD501, which is more business orientated, and I believe it's $5,500. So, and there's another machine that's underneath your counter for people who don't have room or just like to keep everything hidden. I believe that one is also, close to $5,000. So there's, as you can see on my website, there's so many different models. And don't forget the shower model, the Ines spa. That is like a beauty spa with the Japanese stones, and people swear by it. Now, I don't have one, but it is on my bucket list.
So then, you've got your own independent business that you're marketing. You're marketing this company's product, and they also provide quite a bit of support. You've got quite a bit of support from the company. Tell Wes about that.
Well, there's Affiliate Institute, which is where I belong. We've got different groups. Like, so if you were to look at some of the testimonials and the stories, Balaj is one of them. Dr. Michael Donaldson is another one. And, it's changed their life. And that's the first testimony story that just really affected me so deeply when I watched it, because Dr. Michael Donaldson's daughter was she was a newborn less than 3 months.
Yeah.
She was basically dying before his eyes. There was not much he could do. And then you hear the story, the lady who came into the hospital said, try the water, and he's a doctor. I mean, he's a specialist. And he was just like, taken back. And he didn't want to, open his mind and think outside the box, right? Because that's basically what this water does, in my opinion. You have to go that next level, because it is hard to sometimes understand how this lithium and platinum plates can offer so much healing and, health aspects, right? So anyway, to make a long story short, he tried the water, and this baby girl, she basically started healing. And he is now, he's involved, but he's not with the Nagic, but he's got his own, business. He sells water, but he's a doctor. So most of the time he basically, goes with clients who are in the medical field. And Balaj was a young boy who was, I think he was like 12, 13, and he had IBS and Crohn's disease and colonitis or whatever. He had so much bad stomach issues. So they took his gallbladder out because they were, basically at a standstill what to do for this young boy. His mom found this water and introduced it to him, and it changed his whole life. So Balaj is basically the senior lead for the group that I am in. So again, he comes on, he does lots of training, he does lives. He and his wife are just having a baby now. And, yes, he's been very, very successful. He's billionaire plus. He will never have to worry about money. And basically all he did was start telling his story and, letting people see what the water can do.
Now, just before we continue, when the meeting ends here in a few minutes, just come back on and we'll continue. So go ahead, Wes.
Cool. So your process is kind of laid out here. One of the things that I want to kind of share with everyone tonight, including yourself, is, how sales process works. And from what you're telling me here, you're having conversations organically on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram. And then that organic conversation goes to a phone call where you provide the offer to test the water, which goes to a demo. And then once they've tried the water with a demo, you close the sale, right? So in a typical sales process, the idea behind selling is getting the word out there, right, with the ad. And doing so organically is great. But to be able to do that, you have to put a lot of content out there. So however you do it, whether it's organic or paid, doesn't really matter. It just has to happen. And it has to happen in a large way. I don't know if you guys can see my writing there. Once it goes to the ad, right, then it needs to go to some kind of sale with a call to action, right? So a call to action. And usually this is just some information, right? Because like you said, people need to learn about this, need to understand it. And the best way to do this is typically with a video, right? Or
Yeah.
what we used to typically call a video sales letter, right? VSL. Once they have the video sales letter with a call to action, that call to action is, you know, here's the information. Do you want to take the next step? Do you want to do a demo? So you can actually have the next step as your call to action is a demo or a trial buy if you want. So if they're not in a local area, you know, buy it with what do they call it? Zero risk. So zero risk means they've got 100% guarantee, right?
Oh yeah, and Magic offers that.
Test it out. If you don't like it for whatever reason, send it back. We'll pay for the shipping, and you get your money back, right? And then from that piece, you can actually make the sale, right?
Right.
Most people in here though, is there's a lot of opportunities to add in follow-ups. So if you go from the organic ad and you've made some conversations and you've invited people to give you their email, how many people do that? Probably not very many. So
It
what
depends.
you can,
Yeah.
depends. So what you can do with your organic post is have someone, you know, opt in for a free report on why they would want to have a water treatment system in their house for health reasons. So let's say, for example, what is the biggest problem that people have right now that your water solves? What's the number one biggest problem people have? Your best client, if you were to put your best client in a box, or your best prospect, what would be the number one biggest problem that they have that this system can solve for them like that?
Well, there's no lead. It filters out the lead, and lead is a real health issue for a lot of people, especially if you're in an older home.
Okay, so so that's a health issue, but what I'm talking about is, what is the thing that's going on in their mind? What's their biggest problem that they have in their mind, right, around poor water quality?
Well, the health issues, most people have lots of
So
different issues. Everyone's different
Do most people even know they have a problem?
with their health.
Yeah, with the water.
Oh,
Probably not.
well, probably not, because I mean, if you were to take the pH,
So in order to identify what is the biggest problem that your customers have, that they have with not knowing they have a problem, is we have to identify or help them to identify what that problem is. And the only way we can really do that is to understand what it is that they need by doing market research, understanding your market. Like, who are you targeting that needs to have this water, right? Is it, and this is kind of where, you know, a lot of people go, well, everybody needs it. Well, but you can't market to everyone, because if you market to everyone, you market to no one, because the cost to market to everyone is going to be like a Coca-Cola type budget, which is in the billions of dollars. I think last time I heard it was 5 billion. So who is it that would get the most benefit out of a product like this, and who could afford it?
seniors,
Seniors?
older families, bigger, yeah, I believe, and career women are also very, very, you know, involved in health and beauty.
Right. So these folks would have a psychographic of health and wellness, right?
Yes.
Cool. So now that we understand who they are, what would you say is their number one biggest issue they have with their health that they don't know the water's causing?
Well, a lot of stomach digestive issues are caused by, pesticides, chemicals, pollutants in water. That's huge. And that is one of the big testimonies that this water has done for a lot of people.
Due to contaminated water.
Yes.
All right, cool. Contaminated water. So now, one of the things that I would think when we talk about getting them to resonate or thinking about what their problem is, and they're, hey, do you have stomach problems? Do you have issues? Do you think maybe it might be your water? It brings up some questions around how do you get them to understand that they might have a problem that they don't know about. So all what we're trying to do here is identify with something that might be resonating on their mind. So if they're focused on their health and wellness and they know that something's not right, and I'll give you an example for me. I'm going through a holistic doctor right now to help me deal with some health issues, because a typical medical doctor, all they do is want to throw pills at it, and that doesn't solve the problem. It just masks the symptoms. So I want to get it solved. So, that might be a solution that you could use that would resonate with something that's the conversation that's going on in their head. What can you say in a headline that would go, ooh, I need to learn more. Ooh, I need to know more, right? So when we think about that, what would that look like? So a headline would say, not feeling well? Or how about, that might not even be good enough, but what about, and I'm just going to brainstorm here. Not your usual self. Grumpy. Or off, what's the word I'm looking for? Off kilter.
Yeah.
So, that's a pretty broad headline, but if they're not feeling well, they're going to go, oh yeah. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is if you think about most advertising that's going on out there, most advertising is, here's my business name, I'm open for business, call us. But unless you're the 1% that are actually looking for a business coach or looking for an accountant or looking for a chiropractor, you're not going to make that phone call. But if you're not feeling well, somebody says, hey, you're not feeling well? And then we'll go to another one and we'll say, your subheading, maybe it's your water. It could be contaminated, right?
You have to be kind of careful with the contaminated part, because technically it's tap water and you're drinking it.
I'm just throwing it out as a
I will be writing you up. You'll be buying a machine, right? Because not all water is considered, it's just not as high pH. Some people, it probably won't bother them. And some people's, kids might have allergies, and some people have sensitivity to foods, and some people buy organic.
So if we go the pH of your water.
That's better.
Right?
Yes.
So maybe it's pH. So this would be what I call your subheading, right? So there's four rules of thought I go by when trying to create an ad, which I'm trying to kind of help you figure out here, is you have to have a heading that interrupts their thinking.
Yes.
Right? So that interrupt is this your problem? And if it's their problem, they're going to resonate with it, right? The subheading needs to be good enough that it's going to get them to engage with you. Oops. Can't spell here. Engage.
Yeah.
That's an A. Right? And then what you want to do is give them a little bit of education.
Yeah.
Right? And that can be in the form of copy or video or audio. Right? However you want to educate them. And this works whether it's online, offline, at a networking meeting, or in a conversation you're having with someone. This process will work, right?
Right.
And then you throw out an irresistible offer, right? How many of you guys have binge watched Netflix? Go on, be honest.
Oh yeah, Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you binge watch, why do you do that? It's because at the end of every episode,
I want to know.
there's a cliffhanger that you got to go, I want to know, right? And so what you need to do in your advertising and your marketing is create an offer that is so compelling that they need to know more. And this is exactly where in your offer that you can get them to opt in with an email and their name. And this is really powerful, and it's way better than a conversation, simply because when you go through this process, they're going to want to know more about your offer, but they're not ready to be sold. And if you are saying, hey, call me, as soon as they know that they're going to call you, they know that they're going to get sold, right?
Right.
But if they go for an offer where it's an informational offer, like, hey, get this free report that talks about 5 things or 9 things that is wrong with your water because it's got the wrong pH, or something like that, whatever the report needs to be. But a free report that's got enough intrigue into it that they need to know more, right? 5 things about your health that you didn't know was caused by your water, right? Like lead poisoning or mercury poisoning or can't think of it now. Anyway, so those kind of health things in a report, and if someone's got an issue with their health and they think it might be related to lead poisoning or mercury poisoning, like dementia.
The big one. Yep.
Mimics. Dementia, mercury poisoning mimics dementia.
So does that.
Right? So if you can get rid of the mercury in your system, your dementia goes away.
I stopped at Spirit Lead.
Right? So when you have someone that's going for an informational offer, which is what I call the intrigue offer, you can opt in with your email and name. You're not going to get sold, right? They're just going to, if you don't like the report, you just unsubscribe and you're done. So for them to opt in to get the report, to get more information is powerful, because people are only going to buy from you if they know, like, and trust you. And what better way to build trust than to educate them about why they need to change their habits or their behavior so they have a healthier lifestyle, right?
Right.
Very powerful. Look at we only got about 10 minutes, so let's look at the website and let's see what your thought. That's very, very, very insightful. It's powerful stuff.
So let me go to the website here. Right here, I think it is. Okay. Oh, I gotta stop on this. Hang on. I'm on my iPad. My bad.
Not a problem.
All right. So we'll go here. Okay. I don't know what happened to your.
I should still have it.
Oh yeah, I was in the chat. That's where it was.
Yeah, I put it back there.
All right, so here we go. Share the screen. So good that you can edit all this stuff out, right?
It's community TV.
Live in memory, right? So Serenity Wellness, right?
Yeah. This
About
was
us. Testimonials, partners, go green. This is the level Luke Junior 2 Kangen water.
That's the one.
Talks about all the water, bubbles are energy. Yep.
I'm not seeing it on them. I'm not seeing it on this end, though.
You're not?
No.
Interesting.
No. I'm just.
Maybe go to the presenters, what do they call it? Presenters. Looking at it, and they really want to move the needle in a big way. You have to do a little bit more about getting them to educate themselves, right? Because this is just all the features and benefits, right? The free report that you provide on the landing page moves the needle in a big way. And then they're going to come to the landing. They're going to come from the landing page, from that free report. And they're going to go here and they're going to go, oh yeah, it's developed in Japan. It's not new technology. It's old. This is reliable. And they're going to get all the benefits and features so they can educate themselves more. Now, when they're at that, when they're ready to go from learning about it to choose who they're going to go buy from it. So essentially, they're going along the buyer's journey where they're trying to decide, you know, why should I own it? I don't need to own it. To go a little bit further down and get some more information to go, maybe we should own this, to a little further down and go, I think we need to own this, to, okay, we need to own it. Where are we going to buy it from? And if you've been the one that's provided them all that information all along the way, where are they going to go to buy it?
Yeah.
From you. It's a no-brainer. But most marketing, in fact, I'll say 99% of marketing is tactical marketing, which targets the 1% of people that are ready to buy now. And so they're just looking for where they can get it. And usually it's at the lowest price, because 1% now buyers either have educated themselves on what they want. Now they're able to get what they want as cheap as they can. But most people buy on value, not on price. But if in the absence of value, they default to price because they have nothing else to go with, right?
Right.
So here's what I would do in your space. I'm just going to stop sharing here. No, wrong screen. This one. I'm going to go back to my iPad. Can you share my screen there, young man?
I need to give you screen power or what?
Oh, I'm good.
I'm closing some stuff here. Go ahead.
Right on. So here's what I would do. In your Facebook, you can do a post, right? And in that post, you want to have a call to action, which is even on your Facebook page, it's learn more, right?
Yes.
Learn more. You can change all your buttons, change it to a whole bunch of different things. The thing is you can put a URL in there to direct someone to a landing page. So you're going to direct them to a landing page, right, that we just talked about with the opt-in. So the landing page is going to have the headline interrupt, the engage, hey, are you concerned about this? If so, we can help solve that with the right water, a little bit of education in the form of a video or a copy or whatever. And then the opt-in, get more information, go here for this free report. From the free report, now you can direct them back to your web page, or you can direct them to an application so they can get a demo and try it, or you can get them to go to a call page, right? So when I say call, is to like book a call.
Oh.
Here's our calendar, phone me, and we'll get you set up with, everything, any questions, whatever. So the web, the application, or the call, any one of those will work, and you can actually test it with each one. But from the web page, they're going to go to the call. Or can you buy right off your web page?
Enagix, yes. But
So,
basically, they would go through me. I would do all the paperwork. We'd set it all up, and then
so they can't just go on the web page, give them the credit card, and have the stuff delivered.
No.
So then it has to go through you as a call, right?
Yes, because I get commission.
Yeah. Okay. So then in the call, they're either going to buy or they're not, right?
Yes.
Make sense? So here's a whole bunch of different things that we can do in this process to get them to make sure that you maximize every one of your posts and maximize every one of those folks. So if they do a post and they don't opt in, like you do the post and you know they go to the page because you put a tracking pixel in there and they don't opt in. So we're going to go, no, they don't. What you can do is send them back to your page and say, hey, we noticed you didn't take us up on the offer. Go back and look at it. And you can do this automatically with a email responder, right? So the more times you get people to respond, the bigger your chances are of success. If they go to the web page and they look around and you can track them on the web page and they don't buy or they don't fill out the application or they don't call to book, right? Send them back to go, hey, you didn't do this. Do you need some more information? Or you could actually, here, let's see, this would be even better. Send them to a video sales page. Because I'm sure you guys have videos. The support they have is videos.
Oh yeah, there's so many videos.
Right? Send them to a video. And then from the video, they go to the call. If they don't finish watching the video and they miss the call to action, then you can send them from the video back to the web page and get them to do it again.
Excellent. That's fantastic. So a lot to do on your web page, Debbie, but I really liked the focusing in on what is going to get people to buy. I love the interactivity and the engagement. This is top end consulting. So just as a wrap up, Wes, because there's probably 40 hours worth of work that you could do, with any business. But what, after, Debbie looks at this stuff and she's doing what's the first thing that she should be doing? Like, who should she go after? Business opportunity or client buy?
So that really comes down to what her ultimate goal is for her business. Everybody has an end destination that they want, and business is, if we look at business as a vehicle that gets us from where we want to be, broken and not in where we want to be financially, to be where we want to be financially and wealthy and all that good stuff. The vehicle that we use doesn't really matter what it is the question is how well is it going to work for you? So if her, in Debbie's case, doing full retail sales to move those products with clients gets her from point A to point B faster, that's a great way to go. If she's looking to hustle, if she's looking to sell, because the problem with selling, especially a high ticket product like that, is you sell one month, to make the same revenue next month, you have to sell another one next month, or another 10 or another 20, right? If you want to generate reoccurring revenue, which is monthly reoccurring revenue, or MRR as it's typically known in the Facebook world, then you're going to want to look at building other businesses to help generate that monthly reoccurring revenue. So at some point you will have reoccurring revenue where you don't have to go after it every time, passive income, if you will, right? Like it's like an author writing a book. You write the book once, you just keep getting paid every time it sells, right?
And so, Debbie, for you wrapping up, any question that you'd have for Wes before we wrap up tonight?
Yeah. Basically, I just want to ask Wes one question that you'd like to share about yourself that nobody knows.
Oh, wow. So I guess
I gave you these all ahead of time.
That's okay. I'm one thing that most people don't know about me when they first get introduced to me and stuff, is they don't know my background, and I have to be open and honest about my background because it's one of the things that keeps me sane. And when I look at sharing stuff with people, I am a addict and an alcoholic that's in recovery. And the reason why I'm now in recovery is 4 years ago, I put my daughter into long-term drug treatment at the age of 20. And I did not know that me being willing to do whatever I needed to do to support her and having an opportunity at a second chance at life for her, because she tried to commit suicide twice that I know of. I wanted to do whatever I could. I did not know at that time when I put her in there that in saving her life, I saved my life. Nice. And so her and I are both 4 years and a bit apart in our long-term recovery from addiction and alcohol. And it's a powerful thing that I use to share with people, because I believe that if people understand who I am and where I'm coming from and the struggles that I've gone through, that you can see that you can overcome whatever struggles that you're facing in your life and make it happen for you. The hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and I did not know this at the time, but I had a very good friend of mine told me, the hardest thing you've ever done and you ever will do in your life is recovering from alcoholism. Getting sober and staying sober is the hardest thing you'll ever do. He said, after that, everything else is a cakewalk.
That's good. That's good. It is a direction. That's good. And it fits with the whole theme of the show, Serenity Wellness. The Serenity Wellness Show on TVU with your host, Debbie Hudson, and our kind and gracious guest, Wes Kowalchuck, owner of Business Impact Coaching, Inc. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Thank you.
Hi, Debbie from Serenity Wellness. Just wanting to give you a heads up about how water can help your health and wellness and bring benefits, and it's just a beautiful way to enjoy the evening here at the Fairmont Hotel. And I just want to invite you all to come watch my show, Serenity Wellness, on TV.